is on.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas, gents.
You all look so good in the camera view.
That's because we're little.
Oh, hey, clear your lens.
What? Clear my glasses, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, let's call a special planning commission meeting to order December 23rd, 2025. Mac, thanks for getting this ready for us. Those in attendance: Melissa Rigg, T.C. Garcia, Ann Austin, Shay Walker, Trent Schaefer. What's that confused look?
Huh? Oh, her view looks different from my view, and so I'm like, huh?
Oh,
Sorry.
Yeah. Comments.
Yeah, I was like, huh?
staff
It's
is
different. I was like,
County
"Is it really
Administrator
not
Mac
like that?"
McDonald, Building Official slash Corey Coleman, and Deputy County Attorney Jen Snilson. Shay, would you like to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Love to. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Should we have conflict of interest on this?
There really wasn't an item on here that would have any conflicts. You guys are all part of the general plan for San Juan County
Okay,
by residing here, so I didn't put that on there.
okay. Alrighty. Then I would entertain a motion to go into a public hearing.
I move that we go into the public hearing.
I'll second it.
Okay, I got a motion and a second to move into a public hearing to hear public comment regarding the general plan land use section. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Okay. We are now in public comment. Any in-house public comment?
You're the only one.
This will be way more exciting.
Okay, any in-house public comment? Excuse me, online public comment. Cassie?
On your map, can you guys clarify, like, the map doesn't really, like, there's different colors. What does that mean? Can you explain that a little more to me, please?
Can you see it on there, Cassie?
I'm driving, so I'm trying to get to the meeting. I'm on my way from work, so I'll actually be to the meeting in a little bit, but I was afraid to miss, so I've looked at the map. Have you guys posted it?
It is online, yes.
Okay, so I have looked at it. I've just noticed that there's like different color variations. Does that mean like it's zoned for all of those, or what does that mean?
That would mean a big no. That's not a zoning map. That's just a,
Future land use map.
yeah.
Okay. So it's just, so what, can you kind of go over what that is then? Because I apologize, I haven't kept up on it. I mean, I'm good with the language. I just, that map is a little concerning to me as well. I just was trying to look at the color variations and I was trying to understand that a little more. That's all.
Cassie, did you see the legend in the upper left side of the map?
I did.
Okay.
So
But in certain areas, it just looked like it was like had, for instance, like up at my parents' house, it looked like it was zoned for many uses. And I just trying to understand it a little more. That's all.
Again, Cassie, it's just a future land use. It's not a zoning map by any means. Once we get back into the land use ordinance, then we'll start creating zones again. Did you read the general plan where it talked about the uses and what would be steered into those directions? Did you read that?
Yeah, that everything sounded good there. I was just, the map was a little concerning. That was, I only had concerns with the map. It was a little, not concerns, but confusion more than any of it. That was the only question I had was on the map. So everything else was very straightforward.
If you think of it like at 1,000-foot level, high up is where you want your development to take place in the land use. The map represents that, so it has it's not a specific map, but it just kind of shows areas, just kind of a broad swath. So when you look at agriculture, you can kind of see that where the county wants it, clustered developments closer to the cities and municipalities that actually have infrastructure. So you kind of see that heat map. That's what it really represents. It's kind of a heat map of the overall county.
and it reflects what is on the ground now. But there's nothing on there that's really new.
No,
right?
not well.
Even though it says future land use map,
correct.
it's pretty much what is existing.
Mm-hmm. So not a lot of changes. This is already in the general plan. Not a lot of changes to this map. We did, at the request of the Planning Commission, there was a note that's added that this future land use map may not reflect current zoning, so that's added on there. And then I also did name these other areas that we were confused on.
No, you guys have done a great job.
That's it. That's other than that. That's all that's changed with this map. It's the same as 2018.
Okay.
I do have
No, you guys have really done a great job. So thank you for clarifying that.
Thanks, Cassie.
Mhm.
And hold that thought. Let's see if there's any other public comment. Any other public comment online?
Hey,
Okay.
Mac, if you click on that, yeah, right there, does that show everybody that's online?
That's
There you go.
yeah. Everybody. Nobody else waiting
Okay.
to come in.
All right. Well, then I would entertain a
I move
motion.
that we close the public hearing.
Okay.
I'll second that.
I have a motion and a second to close the public hearing on the general plan. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Okay.
I was interested in the Hamburger Rock. I know you added that
Yeah.
identification.
So
What is the commercial that's existing there? What is counting as commercial there?
there are so this is going to this road here goes to Needles, and out there you have this store, and then you have. So this is where I got into that political correctness. You have Indian Creek, that's also here as a campground and facilities there. Hamburger Rock, that's a campground and facilities. And so really that's the only commercial activity is camping, primitive camping, and fixed camping. And so when I found that, I was like, oh, okay. I have a choice between Indian Creek and Hamburger Rock, and Hamburger Rock won out, but it's really just a point of people know where Hamburger Rock is, and so
But why is it identified on the map when it isn't it BLM land?
it is still kind of a commercial activity that's there that people go to.
It's
And
the
so
climbers. There's a
You
lot
can
of
still have this whole canyon in here. Some of it is private. The what is it? Rockland Ranch is out there, and then
Nature Conservancy.
yes, yep. So
Then
kind
what
of a
about-
little bit more of a commercial enterprise, but it was that whole valley. I didn't have the ability to change the colors, and so I stayed with what was there.
I guess why are we identifying that camping
'Cause
area as opposed to Wind Whistle off of Canyon Rims? You know, there's lots of camping around Canyon Rims. There's the Moab Under Canvas at Looking Glass Rock.
Yeah, all I did is just name that point that was there because nobody knew what that referenced from 2018.
It was
Right.
just the.
So I just
color,
added the
yeah.
text. And
Uh-huh. I can
to
because
that
I know
dot.
it was on the old one, the 2018, but
we could take it off to it's up to you guys.
I
this
think
one
it's
also
for
has
reference.
amenities there, like it has the
It
store,
does have
like you
amenities,
said,
has the
stuff,
store,
whereas
has the
others are just
camping.
camping.
okay, well that answers my question.
But I did add that note that you had requested just to make sure that people understood that this was the future land map and not necessarily the current zoning.
Since Heights closed, is there anything else down there?
So Height actually had an RFP that closed last year to try to get a new vendor in there with the National Park Service. We continue to hope for that.
Yeah.
The person that submitted their proposal withdrew after a few months, but it's something we continue to hope for here in the county.
I'm with you.
and a vendor out of Tickaboo had it before.
Mm.
Mac, I was just thinking down on public lands.
In the language?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
that's-
Page 4. Would it behoove us
Pass it.
to add
Past it.
U.S.
Go down.
Forest
Yeah.
Service
Keep going. There you go.
with BLM, Bureau of Rec, NPS, USFS? And that would pretty much wrap all public lands.
Sorry, what did you ask?
I just thought word names, but it's not limited to Bureau of Land Management, Bureau of Rec, NPS. I just thought, and U.S. Forest Service.
Yeah.
Because BLM and Forest Service is 90% of public lands, I would think. Well, Park
Yeah,
Service.
Park Service got
Yeah.
a pretty good jug now.
Yeah.
So at the top, at the very beginning paragraph, I just the federal agency of the Navajo Nation in there, so it's kind of bulked there. We could mirror that same language.
And I don't care. I just thought if we included them, that would be the vast majority.
Yeah, I think if you mirror it, then it's so it's uniform and it includes everybody.
What was that?
If you mirror it, then it's uniform across
Mhm.
the document,
I
and
think
it
so, too.
includes everybody. We don't miss anybody
Yeah.
in that statement.
Okay, I can make that change. That's
While we're here, can I think we also talked about having, Sitla land, mentioned as a category. Because it's not public land.
But it
Up
is.
a couple pages, man.
It is public land.
Under
Well, it's
Trust
not-
Lands Administration.
Under,
Mhm,
okay, well, I
the
think
state
we need to-
legislator controls those.
okay, then I think we need to put TLA in there.
Yeah. Because that's not their name anymore.
No.
Yeah, I think it's it's TLA.
Trust
And I
Lands
caught that.
Administration.
It's the trust lands. Yep.
But put it under public lands, just so it's clear as well.
Okay, so let me understand that one. Is it on the map where you're
No,
referencing?
go to page 4 again, when we were talking about public lands. Keep going up.
One more right
Okay,
here.
this designation includes, but is not limited to entities such as
The federal and Sitla. Okay.
federal and Sitla.
Okay.
So you'll need to change the abbreviated
Yeah.
SITLA plus the State Institutional Trust Lands Administration.
Okay.
You ready for more feedback?
Uh-oh.
I
I
actually
know.
have the
Oh,
language I want.
All right.
Okay.
Atta girl.
So the public survey stuff, I think, just needs to be condensed and clearer. And so what if we just, for the public survey, wrote this: an informal survey with a little asterisk to explain who did the survey of San Juan County residents who primarily live in unincorporated areas suggests the following. Agricultural land should be protected from encroachment. The integrity of agricultural land should be protected. Residential neighborhoods should not be intermixed with agricultural land, and leave it at that.
Okay.
Are you guys okay with that? Okay, so I'll send you this language.
Send that, and we will inject that in there
Yeah,
and
and
take
get-
out that survey section.
Get out that survey section, get out the date, the numbers, okay.
Does Mac have this language?
No, I'll send it
No,
to, I'll
sir.
email it to him.
Okay.
Or I'll email it to you, Ann. Are you keeping, okay. So then,
I mean,
then-
I want to keep track of any changes that we
Okay.
want, because we want to make sure that before
Yeah, we can track it.
at
Yeah.
the end of this meeting that we list off whatever
Good
changes we all want to see, and it
So
gets
the next time
Yeah.
it's seen,
read
it's,
into the record, and so then when it goes to whatever we vote on should include these changes before it gets
To the
approved.
consent
anyway.
up,
Goes to
yeah.
commission. Yeah.
okay,
Just tie
so,
up the loose end.
okay, so I'll email you that, Ann. Okay, so residential, we had talked about getting
did.
rid of low density,
Yeah.
the
and I
term low density. And,
didn't make it into this. You kept a low density residential and then had me add a paragraph on residential.
okay, I thought, what if we just do residential and then we talk about low density within that paragraph? Just talk about low density and like regular residential.
in residential,
Just keep it as residential and then talk about how it can range from low density
okay,
to high density, because we got stuff in Spanish Valley that's high density, right?
mhm.
So
Right.
I think we need to just say there's a range in here.
So take out the word low density,
Right,
just keep it residential, have it say residential.
right, and say,
Purpose of this.
in San Juan, no, let me just write it. In San Juan County, density ranges, residential density ranges from,
Low.
I'm gonna say high first, from high density, such as in Spanish Valley, to low density. The purpose of low density is to promote and preserve single-family large lot patterns. And then I think we can keep,
Rest of that.
I think we can keep the rest of it. I just think we need to acknowledge that they're both. You guys okay with that?
Good with that.
Okay, so I'll get that language to you, Ian,
And when you're giving it to me because
because are you gonna compile it all?
at the end.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I'll
okay.
just send it to you.
I didn't know if you meant you're gonna email it to me later, but
You want me to email it to you now, or?
Yeah.
well, no. I guess I just have access to for internet to
Okay.
receive emails.
Okay.
That makes sense. So I was wondering, if we're gonna make changes, can Mac edit it as we go?
On here,
Yeah.
this, I don't have that ability
No?
on
Okay.
this computer.
All right. We'll just read it into the record later. The changes.
Okay, I'm gonna keep going. Okay, agriculture. We talked about yoga studios, and I have a suggestion
Is that the
what
yoga
we do
goat?
with agriculture. Okay, so we keep the first part. This designation is for blah 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 blah, and then we replace uses adverse to the continuance are not allowed, and instead we make it positive. Uses other than ag are allowed, provided they do not adversely impact agricultural uses.
I like that.
Yeah, because that's positive. That
Yep.
says, you guys okay with that?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Then we go down to, okay. Okay, so under agricultural and industrial protection areas, that citation is wrong.
Yeah, so thanks for bringing that up. We had looked at this earlier. Jen's caught it, and he's like, "Hey, I think you mean this over here." The Utah legislators met in a special session number 1, in October. In that, they proposed a bill that changed these, and it was effective in November 5th, so just last month. And so all of that now is in a different section. I think we found it today in 17-78. And so
Yeah.
all of these will be corrected now that the legislators have done that to us without letting us know. And apparently they don't have to have a public hearing to change the code. And so, but yeah, last month that was effective when all these, because I'm like, Mac, how did you get this so wrong? And then I was looking at it, and that's it. It changed to a different section.
Okay.
All of Ludma changed to a different code.
Okay.
And so we have those. There's 2 references in here. There's the agricultural protection zone as well as the water element section. So both of those will be updated.
Okay. So then, at the top of page 6, under economic considerations, but it's the top of page 6. Now, without a working relationship, I also think this should be positive. So I would say the prevalence and location of public lands in San Juan County necessitates a working relationship with federal and state land management agencies in order to promote the county's land use goals. Positive reframe.
Okay.
Okay?
Instead of the negative. Yep.
Instead of the negative. Then
You're on a roll. Nice
here
work.
we go. Here we go. Okay. So let me come back to water use. So bookmark that for a sec. I'm just going to do the ones that I think need to have the word changing. Okay, so on page 7,
we had talked about this language only approving zoning changes and development applications that conform to the future land use map of this plan. I thought we had talked about something that says considering the future land use map when approving zone changes
Yeah.
and development applications.
Yes, you did.
Yep.
Okay, so that one's in too. Okay, and then
Do
let
we
me
add
see.
that to our list?
Add that to the list.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so go back up to water. So I'm confused. Are you going to write something that has to do with water use and preservation?
Yes.
So that is integrated into this general plan.
Yes.
So then I think we should say this element will include the it needs to be clear that there's more than just this.
So this touches on it in the land use.
Yeah.
But then there's also a new section that we have to work on that will be incorporated into the
Okay.
general plan
What-
in total.
So we're gonna approve this tonight, right?
Yes, the land use
The
portion.
land use portion of it. So what if we were to say, the county is in the process of developing or writing, the county is in the process of writing a water use and preservation element to be integrated into this general plan.
Yeah, how did you plan on handling that, Mac?
That one. So Todd started on it. The next step for us is to meet with all the special service districts, bring them together. Todd's seeing, so in Carbon County, the special service districts don't want to give up the information. In general, kind of the in summarization, what I see this as is you're supposed to put the water availability that you have in your county. And you're going to the special service districts and saying, hey, what's your water availability? In Carbon County, they're like, we don't want that in a general plan. We will watch our own water, but because of Homeland Security and everything else, we don't want people to know what available resources we have out in the public. And so he's hit a brick wall in Carbon County. We thought we'd try the same effort here, is just talk to the special service districts. Are you willing to give us your data? We have it on Spanish Valley already. So we have that along with the future growth, potential growth with that water. We've now got to just map it throughout the rest of the county. And so that's the next step, is meeting with the special service districts and having them work with us to see if they'll work with us or not. But that's a much bigger, that gets into your tables and charts where you're mapping out, like, for example, in Blanding and around Blanding, how much water is available that they're using out of the Water Conservancy District, how many shares Water Conservancy District has, and projecting growth off of that using a growth model. And the state will help us with that, but yet time is really.
A question, so when you get that developed, will it become this new water use?
It will. Mhm.
Okay.
And
So
that's what that language is referencing, is
okay.
by Utah code, and it's 17-78, and I think it changed to 403, and it's C or D instead of E. On there it says, hey, county, you must have this developed and part of it. And so it'll come back through Planning Commission. You'll see that where it's asked to be stuck into the general plan. This just references that future potential, kind of gets us out of hot water but keeps us in hot water.
We wouldn't know the wiser.
It's, yeah, I know. Those geeks that follow Utah code, it's in there. We must have it.
Okay, Melissa.
I'm done.
What?
So
Unless
are
you
we-
want, unless you want to change the language in that water one to say, it is being written and will be integrated into the.
I think it just needs to be clear that it's more than this little thing right
Must
here.
develop a water use and
Yeah,
preservation.
is the county is developing, county is writing.
So that we can put county is developing.
Well,
Yeah.
if we make it sound like a future thing and we pass this, like ideally, this is all current. So if we use future language, it might be confusing.
Yeah, I agree.
Because eventually this is going to be in here.
It will.
So
Yep.
I don't think we want to put in future language because it'll sound weird once
Yeah.
it's
We'll have
added
to change
in.
it, yeah.
Once it's in there.
So we can change that. The county is developing, or is that?
Well, I guess I was just gonna say, in preparation for when this gets added, this chapter, maybe something like specified or elaborated in chapter, water
Whatever,
use and
yeah.
preservation chapter in the general plan, or something that will say, there's more. See chapter, blah blah blah.
There's more coming.
And so there's a placeholder for it, but it also communicates to the public that this isn't all of it, that there's more detailed information with this. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
And I'm not sure what the language should be,
Me neither.
but because it says that it's
Melissa?
integrated.
Oh,
into this.
I'm
Yeah,
in the
she's our
process of
wordsmith.
writing an email to
Oh.
Ann, guys.
And gents, would you think about that?
Integrated.
Sure, I would. Yeah.
I have a question for that one is, what does it say in the Utah code? Does any gents or Mac, do you guys know? Like, is there a paragraph that's
This
just
is it right
like
here.
that? So is this first little paragraph leading up to those bullet points, is there something like that in the Utah code? That says
No. So
very
this
similar?
is my reference to that code requirement.
Okay.
And then this element should include the following. That's directly out of state code.
Okay. I was just thinking in some state codes and stuff, it'll say like right on the top, it'll just say like
Yeah, no,
each
that's
county will develop this, and if we can
Right.
use that exact
that's
same
all they
language,
get us
it'd be
give
great,
us,
but-
and then it's due December 31st.
Okay.
If you think about this report, it could be a really helpful resource for anyone that's, particularly when it comes to building, anything that would require, water. So residences or businesses or anything like that should be a good resource to have on hand when it's done.
I think we could just leave it as it is because it does say it's integrated into this general plan, and the general plan is the whole
The whole
document.
general plan. Mhm.
Okay.
Are we? What do you think, Melissa? Do we need to?
Oh, I'm
Are you
okay.
are
I'm
you
okay.
with
I just
leaving the language as
we
it
get
is?
with that.
Yeah, because hopefully people will realize that water use and preservation is going to be a much more in-depth topic in another part of the general plan rather than just these two paragraphs.
Yeah, and I think you catch it in your zoning where we require, say for example, in Spanish Valley, they've got to go to the water district to make sure there's available and have that receipt back to the county before we'll let them subdivide or getting further into any development. Wilson Arch, you've seen the same thing as they did the PUD. They had to go before the special service district to make sure they had the ADUs, or not the ADUs, but that available water from them, and we provided that letter for that. And so our zoning kind of already triggers it, but I think what they're really trying to avoid is the Enoch City where they withdrew too much water because of the growth that they have around that area, to where it actually depleted aquifer and started aquifer collapse. And so I think we do a good job countywide with our special service districts in monitoring and making sure that they have the available water. They typically raise a red flag when things are starting to go awry. You've seen that in Eastland, not in Eastland, sorry, Elk Meadows, when that developer came and proposed that he wasn't doing anything with water out there. They were going to take from Monticello City on that subdivision itself. And if I remember right, it was like 40 single family homes that were going out there in that subdivision. And not only did the special service district under the commission, the residents found it, but also Commissioner Adams is like, you need to check with Monticello City to make sure they have available water. So we've kind of always been water conscious in the county, but the state where it has that requirement, it's just satisfying the state. Spanish Valley, when we did that went through a public meeting on that Spanish Valley area water plan. We did that with Moab, Grand, and San Juan County to develop that. So it's something similar. I think it's kind of top of mind with development overall.
I have one more, and it's a question. So when we're looking at the land use goals, using multiple use lands wisely and creating a trails master plan were lumped into one. Is there a reason we didn't separate them out?
That was just how it was in
Before?
2018.
Because the trails master plan will that affect lands beyond multiple use lands? It's a nit. Never mind. It's a nit. Let it go.
I've always liked the inclusiveness of trails within communities and
Right. Well, that's why I'm thinking creating a trails master plan is a separate bulleted item,
yeah.
Yeah, not specifically connected to multiple use.
not specifically connected to multiple use.
Multiple use lands wisely and creating a trails master plan.
So just create a new bullet that says creating a trails master plan.
Just,
Yeah, put a period right there. And creating a trails master plan. That was it that I had.
So what are
Who's creating a trails master plan?
On that one.
Who
That's
would
it.
be?
Future.
saying
Yeah.
we should
Let's
We have
do
a
make
trail
another bullet?
department.
plan already,
They
it's
just
just
put
not.
multiple use
Cody running
lands
it.
and
I think it's just
on the
being
same
cognizant
meeting.
when
It's
you have
trails
like a
aren't
balanced rock
necessarily
resort come
Yeah.
tied
to you,
multiple
it's like,
use
hey,
only. It could be through ag
we really encourage walkability
so
and
just separate them out so it doesn't
Alright.
look like
it'd be hard to
it's
stick a futuristic
So
transportation
one bullet would say using
or
multiple
walkable
use
plan
land
out there
wisely, and another
without
bullet
knowing what
would say
development's
create a
coming.
trails
Right.
master plan.
Yes. That's what
So then I would say, what do we mean by using multiple use lands wisely? Because that's kind of vague.
pretty up.
You know, use multiple use lands wisely. I
Period.
mean, then we start getting into that
Smart.
weird language of what is harmony.
Yeah, right.
I think that's where
No.
we can develop more precise language in our own land use plan and not the general plan.
Yeah.
Leave that as more
High
Vague.
level,
and then put it and we hit it harder in the
and you zone it.
Just like with the maps, though, I feel like we're developing clubs for people to beat us over the head with, right? No matter what decision you make in your Ludmo, people are going to say, well, that's not very wise. You're not following the county plan. Same thing with a map, right? Our map is going to look a little different than this heat map that we have here, right? And so
Yeah.
when we do get into a contentious situation, people are going to say, hey, whatever the decision is, you're not following the general plan here
That
according to
wasn't
this
very
map.
wise.
right?
Yeah.
Well, I guess I was trying to figure out what they meant when they wrote that sentence in
Yeah.
2018.
Right.
Because somehow they linked it up with the Trails Master Plan. So they're somehow saying that multiple use needs to be compatible, right? And that maybe a Trails Master Plan, you're not going to put it right through Lisbon Valley, you know, a trail through there, but you might identify areas in multiple use that would be, you know, like would be
Yeah.
appropriate for a trail, and so that's why the trails master plan. And is trails, in y'all's understanding, are trails just like hiking trails, or are we talking about road, like, you know, off-road trails?
UTV trail,
Yeah.
like,
Is
yeah,
it-
motorcycle
is that-
trail,
yeah.
Because
cow,
trails is
cow
reduced-
trail.
It can be
Yeah, it could
so
be.
many things.
So when I came here in 2019, just before I got here, the county commission had approved a contract with Grand County for a trail that would connect Grand County and Spanish Valley. And it was going through the development. And so Grand County has been able to develop their portion of it with asphalt. So an asphalt walking and biking trail. And then it dead ends at San Juan County. And part of us on our side of it is we don't have the easements like Grand County did on their side. And so it just stops. And it's that contract that they entered into was a multi-year contract. And so when you look at like Mud Springs Trail that we're working on now, that falls under that contract, participating with Grand County to develop trail networks through Spanish Valley. On a larger scale, UDOT is actually doing this on the Trail Master Plan on a grander scale to try to connect trails throughout the state of Utah. And so they're developing a portion of this. They have on their website, you can go to it, the trails and kind of a priority of trails so that they can start funding trails throughout the state. Now, some of our trails are on there, like one of them we talked about having a trail going up and over the Abajos from Monticello into Blanding that could be a mountain bike trail. And then that could go down further, connect into Bluff, and then from Bluff you kind of go into Montezuma Creek or you go down to Monument Valley in a trail network, a formal trail network. And so we have pieces of this that the state is working on. It'll take time to get it.
So are we okay with this language? Just leave it? Okay,
What did you call it, a net?
A nit.
It makes sense high
It was a
level.
nit.
I don't think I've ever heard that before.
Well, that is coming, that bike path.
Mm-hmm.
It's not done, right?
Nope.
No, okay, I just wanted to make
No,
sure
it's
that,
not finished.
It
On
sounded
our
like-
side of it, there's
but it's
Just
moving
watch
forward
it,
in
right?
Grand County, and it's gonna come to us.
Mhm.
I think they got funding, right? They're
I think
talking
so.
about it,
It
like
did,
it's gonna
yeah.
happen.
Yeah. So I think with the Mud Springs going further to the south on there, the connectiveness is going to become ever increasing, which the multiple uses you think of Spanish Valley right now between the flexes and commercial and residential, it kind of makes sense, but we've got to create a trail master plan to connect. Without that vision, I mean, you wouldn't have known what you know now had I not known that in my head that, hey, we actually have a contract with Grand and this is what we were working on in 2019. That employee goes away, and it's whoever's there leading the charge to take it up, that mantle up next. Over having it in a general plan, I think it still makes sense to point towards that effort. It's just a matter of people that can actually do the work and follow through with it.
Okay.
And I don't have any other changes.
Okay.
I have one
Okay.
more thought. Just back to the one we talked about in the beginning that you brought up, Trent, on the public lands. I think instead of specifying the TLA or SITLA, whatever, we just say state. If we're gonna say federal, we just say state, because then that includes the state parks and all that
Okay.
stuff too.
Cool.
It just
I'm
keeps
fine
the
with that.
language similar throughout.
I like it.
Simplifies it.
Okay, I have a process question then. When Mac compiles all this into the document, right? At our next meeting, no more changes, right? We vote on what's there and what's been published.
We're voting tonight on what is here plus our changes.
Plus the
Oh, so we
changes.
can do that. We don't have to have everything posted for a period of time.
This is it.
Perfect.
Cody would be proud of us.
Where is Cody?
He was, I know, that was totally my bad.
Okay, I've emailed both of you the language.
Oh,
Okay.
really?
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess Matt, you can't read it. You
No,
can't
I'll be,
when it's
yeah.
time. I guess.
No, but if we could get a new, not draft, because it's not a draft once it leaves here.
Yeah.
but-
No, I'll send it. I just don't know if I'll be able to get to it.
Yeah,
through
I
the
get that.
holidays.
But will this be on the county commission's agenda for next Tuesday?
No, because of the
January.
notice
January.
requirements, then
Okay.
that's what sticks us at it every time. We've got to plan it out, but hoping I can get it on the second meeting in January. Just kind of depends on the timing with it, and so, but as far as process goes, that's the next step, is getting it on a public hearing. So making the changes, getting out a public hearing, posting it on our website, doing the same process for the commission.
Okay.
And so that would be it.
And they might make changes.
Yes, 100%. They could, and it kind of depends. I mean, at any time you have a public hearing, that's why you have them, so the public can weigh in, and so they could definitely have changes on here.
Okay.
And we haven't had no other feedback from the public at this stage of things, right?
No. Your emails, what I give out, the San Juan planning, and so that's what's listed. And I haven't received any emails from me to me directly about any of the content in here. It's been quiet. I don't know.
And we talked about
The
it,
first time we went through zoning, there wasn't any comments.
and we talked
So-
about it in detail in November.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And I don't think holistically, you're really not. I mean, we're wordsmithing things and
Yeah.
updating, but we're not getting really far
Material
away
changes,
from what
yeah.
was in there in 2018, and so there's not any crazy surprises like you would find in zoning. It's still kind of the same concept and premise.
okay. Well, hearing that, I would entertain a motion.
I will make a motion to recommend the general plan land use section updates with the following changes. Okay? All right. In the section referring to federal lands on page
Public lands.
on public lands on page 4. We'd like to add the language state and federal lands to the list of lands this includes. Let me know if something's not sufficient.
Okay, so I thought we were gonna.
Take
My
out,
understanding is we were gonna take out all of the
Yeah.
specific ones and just call it
okay.
state and
Federal.
federal
Okay,
lands.
I would like to correct that. We're to change the language on page 4 under public lands to say this includes both state and federal lands.
Yeah, can I
Yeah.
do one thing here?
Uh-huh.
Because tribal lands and private property, I think we could say this designation includes state and federal lands, period.
But not
Not naming any,
okay.
and then just go into the county does not directly control these lands, but should be included in decisions. You
Okay.
guys okay with that?
So
Yeah.
you're taking out tribal lands?
No.
Okay.
Because
Just here.
the first sentence is incorrect under public lands, because it does include, public lands are not tribal lands, and it says, that's not what that first sentence says. So if it just says, this designation includes, any state and federal lands, period. The county does not directly control these lands, but should be included in decisions regarding their use and access.
And not name anything in there.
And not name anything. I'll just send you a little supplemental email with that.
Matt, you can do this as we go along. I saw your tools. You have Adobe tools over there. But okay. All right, next.
Adobe's hard to edit in, I think.
All right. Next one is regarding the public survey, and that is on page 3. Change the language to say an informal survey with an asterisk, which will be referenced below. In 2025, of San Juan County residents who primarily live in unincorporated areas suggests the following. Bullet 1 would be agricultural land should be protected from encroachment. Bullet 2 is the integrity of agricultural land should be protected. And bullet 3, residential neighborhoods should not be intermixed with agricultural land. Then the asterisk specifies the survey was conducted by, I can't remember the
I
name
think
of
it's
the
PAC,
group.
wasn't it? PACC, but I don't remember
Yeah.
what it stands for.
Check with
yeah.
Marjorie and Shannon.
It has not been validated by the county but reflects community input. So that is the second change.
To the same thing.
And then moving to
Page
land
3.
use designations, page 3, residential.
Mhm.
Okay, yes, I see it. Instead of saying low density residential, change it to just say residential. In San Juan County, residential densities range from high density, such as in Spanish Valley, to low density. The purpose of low density is to promote and preserve single family large lot patterns and continue the existing language from there.
Yep, so that's that first paragraph, or first sentence, sorry.
And the heading.
Yep.
Okay. Next change is in the agriculture section. The language would say, this designation is for the maintenance and protection of food production and related uses. This also includes agricultural protection areas. Incidental uses to agriculture are allowed as well, such as living quarters, sheds, storage, or any other use that is normally related to agriculture. This would be the change, the sentence that says, uses other than agriculture are allowed, provided they do not adversely impact agricultural uses. Okay.
Yep.
The next change is to fix a bulleted item under, let's see, this is our goals, right?
Oh.
Now we're jumping to page 7.
Right here.
There's a bulleted item, instead of only approving zone changes and development applications that conform to the future land use map of this plan, instead it should read, considering the future land use map when approving zone changes and development applications. And also I think we decided not to
Yep,
add the
that one you're keeping the same.
bullet.
You're keeping this.
We gotta
And
change the code references.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, and update the citation on page 5. And then on page 6, change the language to be positive that
I just emailed it.
oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
Because you are so good with the words. The language on page 6, top paragraph would say, the prevalence and location of public lands in San Juan County necessitates a working relationship with federal and state land management agencies in order to promote the county's land use goals. And we did that one. I think that's all of them.
You got both citations.
Yeah.
Okay.
She
I thought
did.
one of them was correct. I thought the water one was correct.
No,
the
neither
water
of
one's
them.
not correct.
Both of them. There's no longer a 27A.
Okay. All right.
They need to change the website, because it still shows on the website as 20,
On Utah Code?
Utah. Well, yeah, I found it,
Okay.
or maybe I was in Justia or whatever the,
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
So when you go to Utah Code, that's what I went
Yeah,
to
it's-
today.
it's,
When
there's
Jen's
nothing
caught it,
there.
he's like, this code is wrong. And I'm like, oh, hey, wait a minute, what happened? And that's when I found that
okay.
the whole thing's been changed. Yeah.
I'll second Ann's motion
Okay.
with everything she read in there.
Okay, got a motion and a second to approve or recommend to the San Juan County Board of County Commissioners the general plan land use section updates with what we've been presented with amendments. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Good meeting, people.
Team.
Thanks,
Quick
Jen.
meeting.
There.
Yeah.
Yeah, record.
God,
It's a
Lloyd
record.
wasn't here.
Hey,
55.
this is what you promised me from the beginning.
I know. I'll entertain another motion.
I will motion to adjourn.
Okay,
I'll second that.
have a motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
Anybody ever?
I'm not gonna.
I
oppose.
think-
Don't look
I
at
think-
Melissa.
Miss Riggs opposed.
I didn't oppose.
Oh, okay.
I said aye.
Okay, motion carries.
Thank you guys
Happy
so
Christmas.
much.
Happy
Yeah. Oh,
Merry
well,
Christmas.
This is a gift in and of itself. I
really
thought we
is.
were going to be here forever. Oh,
Yeah. Hey, thanks, Jen. You
Thanks,
have a Merry
Jen.
Christmas.
Thank you.
Jen.
You too, all of you. We'll see you next time. I'll be there in person, smiling.
Okay,
great. Are we going to meet in January?
Thanks, yes. Thanks, Cassie, for being here.
Yeah. Cassie, thanks for coming. Okay. Do
Where?
you want us to leave these?
Yes, the books. Yes, always leave the books. I've got to get Cody's back from him. He left so fast, so early that he took his book. So our secretary, she's like, "Hey, wait, where's the other book?"
Gosh, this is just fabulous that we're out of here now. Happy holidays.
that's one of.
Thanks, Ann.
Tell
Safe,
Andrew
Ann.
hi. Hey, Corey, what's with all the Fords up on your lot with the hoods open?